Let me take a minute, yeah, just a moment. Talk about properties of exponents. Go through the rules, all of the components. Products, powers, negatives, and quotients. First of all, why is a number so small? To the right, hanging high above it all. That's the exponent, bigger number is a base. You'll be mapping up the place, watch the pieces start to fall. Let's say you got 5 to the third. It's not 5 times 3, you may have heard. It's just 5 multiplied, exactly 3 times 125. Hey, you gotta know the properties like the back of your hand, from the products to the quotients and the negatives and power of a power. Yeah, it may just take some hours, but you gotta put them in, do the best that you can. Now you know the basics, run with it like A6, product of power, see the finish line, you'll make it like X to the 4 times X to the 7, multiply it all together, you get X to the 11, cause I know you don't wanna write every single X, you be filling up the page with a mathematical mess. Just know this little tiny small simple rule, product of powers is a useful tool. When you multiply powers with the same base, and you want the answer instantly in front of your face, just add the exponents, there's a solution. But now powers of powers kinda like distribution. If you got 3 to the 15 hanging outside inside parentheses, then you got the whole thing raised to the 5th. Multiply the exponents, 3 to the 75th. You gotta know the properties like the back of your hand, from the products to the quotients and the negatives and power of a power. Yeah, it may just take some hours, but you gotta put them in, do the best that you can. So far, all the exponents have been positive, but you wanna know what happens if it's negative. The theory backs it up, but I don't got the time to go through all the division in a couple-minute rhyme. So here's the rule of negative exponents. I'll make it simple, yeah, you know it like you own it. You gotta make it fraction to move the negative, cause in the end of the exponent it's gonna be positive. If the negative's on top, move to the bottom. If it comes positive, gonna solve the problem. And if it comes down below, then you bring it up top. Just change the sign there, that's not where you stop. In the end you want all the same bases together. When you multiply powers, you add exponents, remember? So how about when division is the matter of fact? Find the difference of exponents, yeah, we're talking subtract. You gotta know the properties like the back of your hand, from the products to the quotients and the negatives and power of a power. Yeah, and may just take some hours, but you gotta put them in, do the best that you can. Now let me take a little bit of time, got all these properties and I gotta summarize. Quotient based subtraction and the product addition. To truly memorize it, you'll need some repetition. Product of powers, exponents get added. When you got a quotient, you just gotta subtract. Product of powers, exponents get added. When you got a quotient, you just gotta subtract. Power to a power, take exponents, multiply them. Power to a power, yeah, you gotta take the exponents, multiply them. And the negatives move to make the positive. Top to bottom is below, then you do the opposite. Yeah, the negatives move to make the positive. Top to bottom is below, then you do the opposite. You gotta know the properties like the back of your hand, from the products to the quotients and the negatives and power of a power. Yeah, and may just take some hours, but you gotta put them in, do the best that you can.